Kidney doctor warns, the worst poison that intoxicates your kidneys. You might be poisoning your kidneys every single day, without even realizing it. The truth is, certain foods, habits, and even common supplements are slowly intoxicating your kidneys, vital organs for your health that rarely get the attention they deserve. And the scariest part? The symptoms only appear when the damage is already done. Many people believe that only medications or alcohol harm the kidneys. But reality is very different. There are healthy ingredients that, when misused, become true enemies of your kidney health. In this video, you'll discover which hidden villains are responsible, and most importantly, which one is the most dangerous of all. What it does to your body is far more serious than most people imagine. If you want to protect your kidneys, avoid pain, swelling, stones, and even more serious diseases, this video is a must-watch. What you eat may be healing you or poisoning you. Number 7. Artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners appeared as a health promise, especially for those trying to reduce sugar in their diet. However, recent studies raise serious concerns about the impact of these compounds on the kidneys. Substances such as aspartame, sucralose, and saccharin, widely used in diet and light products, have been linked to changes in kidney function when consumed frequently. Although initially considered safe, their continuous use may have hidden consequences, especially for those already predisposed to kidney issues. This makes it urgent to rethink daily consumption of these seemingly harmless products. One of the biggest problems with artificial sweeteners is how they interact with the gut microbiota. Research indicates that these substances can alter the balance of beneficial bacteria in the intestines, triggering systemic inflammation. And chronic inflammation, even at low levels, directly affects kidney health. The kidneys are extremely sensitive to this type of body response, which can accelerate the onset of renal injury over time. Therefore, regular use of these compounds, found in juices, sodas, and even candies, deserves special attention. Another concern is the kidney overload caused by the body's attempt to process synthetic compounds. Unlike natural sugar, sweeteners don't go through conventional metabolic pathways. Instead, they require more effort from the body, particularly from the liver and kidneys. This repeated overload contributes to the gradual wear and tear of the kidney's filtering units. Over time, this continuous strain can reduce the glomerular filtration rate, one of the key indicators of kidney health. Moreover, many people believe that since sweeteners contain no calories, they can be consumed freely. This false perception leads to excessive use, especially among people trying to lose weight or manage diabetes. However, studies have shown that even small doses, when accumulated throughout the day, can trigger negative effects on the body. The problem isn't just the individual amount, but the frequency and consistency of ingestion. That's what makes sweeteners a silent but real risk. It's worth remembering that the kidneys don't have specific pain sensors, meaning damage can occur without obvious symptoms. It's common for kidney function loss to be noticed only at advanced stages. For that reason, extra caution is needed with substances not naturally recognized by the body, such as artificial sweeteners. Small daily choices, like replacing zero sodas with lemon water, can be an important step toward preserving kidney health. Given all this, the idea that sweeteners are healthy alternatives to sugar should be viewed skeptically. Instead of relying on artificial solutions, it's best to focus on more natural, balanced eating habits. Prioritizing fresh fruits, reducing processed foods, and staying well hydrated are simple but highly effective actions. If your goal is to care for your kidneys, avoiding excessive chemical intake is one of the best decisions you can make. After all, prevention is always better than treatment. Number 6. Ultra-processed foods rich in phosphorus. Phosphorus is an essential mineral for the body, especially for bone formation and cellular function. However, excessive intake, particularly from ultra-processed foods, poses a serious risk to the kidneys. What few people know is that the phosphorus added industrially, found in sodas, deli meats, instant seasonings, and processed foods, is almost completely absorbed by the body. This high bioavailability overloads the kidneys, which are responsible for eliminating excess phosphorus from the bloodstream. When phosphorus accumulates in the blood, it can cause a dangerous imbalance called hyperphosphatemia. This condition is particularly harmful because it stimulates the release of hormones that negatively affect bone and cardiovascular health. It also promotes calcification of blood vessels and soft tissues, representing a serious risk, especially for those with reduced kidney function. Even people with apparently healthy kidneys can develop issues over time if they maintain a diet rich in inorganic phosphorus. Ultra-processed foods have become common in modern diets, but many hide high levels of phosphorus-based additives. Unlike naturally occurring phosphorus found in foods like meat, legumes, and dairy, the type found in processed products is chemical-based and absorbed much more easily. This means that eating something as simple as a bag of chips or a dark-colored soda could supply far more phosphorus than your body needs. And this silent accumulation slowly wears down the kidneys. One of the biggest traps lies in ready-to-eat products. Frozen meals, cured meats, processed cheeses, and cake mixes often contain phosphorus compounds as preservatives, stabilizers, or flavor enhancers. These additives don't always appear as phosphorus on labels, making them hard for consumers to identify. Terms like sodium phosphate, phosphoric acid, or pyrophosphate are clear indicators of the mineral in its most aggressive form for the kidneys. Kidney overload caused by inorganic phosphorus is even more concerning among older adults or those predisposed to kidney disease. The gradual loss of kidney function makes it harder to excrete the excess, creating a vicious cycle of deterioration that often goes unnoticed until the symptoms become severe. It's crucial to understand that kidney health is directly linked to what you eat every day. Ignoring this detail can lead to serious long-term consequences. Reducing the intake of ultra-processed foods is a powerful way to protect your kidneys from phosphorus overload. Prioritize fresh foods, cook at home, and read labels carefully, small actions that make a big difference. Replacing soda with natural juices and processed meats with fresh cuts already represents a major improvement. Kidneys are silent but vital, and preserving their health often depends on simple choices, like skipping that package of filled cookies. Number 5. Excessive animal protein. Protein is an essential nutrient for building and maintaining body tissues. However, when consumed in excess, especially from red meat, it can become a real burden on the kidneys. That's because protein metabolism produces nitrogenous waste that must be filtered and excreted by the kidneys. The higher the protein intake, the harder the kidneys must work, which can accelerate renal wear over the years. This overload is particularly concerning for those with already compromised kidney function. Among all types of protein, animal sources demand the most effort from the kidneys, as they generate large amounts of urea, uric acid, and creatinine. Red meat, in particular, is rich in purines, compounds that, when metabolized, raise uric acid levels in the blood. This can contribute to conditions like gout and promote the formation of kidney stones. Moreover, excessive red meat consumption is linked to increased inflammation in the body, which also affects kidney health. The point isn't to completely eliminate meat from your diet, but to understand that balance is key. Many people believe that high-protein diets are always beneficial, especially for weight loss or muscle gain. But ignoring the renal impact of this approach can come at a high cost. The kidneys work as extremely sensitive filters, and when exposed daily to high amounts of protein waste, their filtration capacity can decline over time. This makes it harder to remove toxins and maintain overall balance. Another critical factor is that red meat, aside from overloading the kidneys with metabolic waste, is often accompanied by sodium and saturated fats. These elements further increase the risks for renal and cardiovascular health. Processed meats, such as sausages and hot dogs, are particularly dangerous, combining high protein loads with chemical additives, a double threat to kidney function. Over time, a diet following this pattern can significantly contribute to the gradual loss of kidney capacity. People with a family history of kidney disease, hypertension, or diabetes should be especially cautious with red meat intake. In these cases, the risk of renal complications is naturally higher. That's why medical monitoring and regular lab tests are essential to detect early signs of kidney overload. Avoiding excess, diversifying protein sources, and including more vegetables in the diet are effective ways to protect the kidneys without compromising nutrition. Cutting down on red meat doesn't mean sacrificing flavor or health. It's possible to maintain a protein-rich diet with lighter options like fish, eggs, and legumes, which have a gentler impact on the kidneys. Incorporating meatless days into your weekly routine and choosing leaner preparations are practical, effective steps. Your kidneys will thank you when they have fewer toxins to filter, and you'll feel the results with more energy, less bloating, and better overall balance. Number 4. Excess salt. Salt is a staple seasoning in kitchens worldwide, but when consumed in excess, it becomes a silent enemy of kidney health. The main component of salt, sodium, is essential for basic body functions such as fluid balance and nerve impulse transmission. However, too much sodium forces the kidneys to work harder to filter and remove the excess constantly. This overload can gradually impair kidney function, especially when maintained for long periods. High salt intake is directly linked to increased blood pressure, one of the leading causes of chronic kidney disease. When blood pressure rises, the blood vessels in the kidneys suffer progressive damage, hindering proper filtration. This process can be silent and asymptomatic for years until the damage becomes irreversible. To preserve kidney health, maintaining normal blood pressure is crucial, and that begins with reducing salt in daily meals. Even 1 extra teaspoon a day can pose a serious long-term risk. Another major problem is that many processed foods hide extremely high levels of sodium, even those that don't taste particularly salty. Bread, sauces, deli meats, and even breakfast cereals can contain high doses of this mineral. As a result, even people who don't add salt to their food may be consuming far more than they realize. This invisible, cumulative daily excess is one of the biggest modern challenges for kidney health. Paying attention to labels and prioritizing fresh foods are key acts of protection and self-care. The effects of excess salt aren't limited to the kidneys. It also causes fluid retention and swelling, which can mask deeper problems. When the body retains fluid, blood volume increases, putting extra pressure on the kidneys and heart. This creates a vicious cycle that endangers the entire cardiovascular system. Furthermore, people with a genetic predisposition to kidney issues or hypertension should be even more cautious, as sodium's impact is more intense in these cases. The good news is that your taste buds can be retrained over time. Gradually reducing salt in meals allows your body to adapt, making room for herbs, spices, and natural seasonings. Rosemary, turmeric, garlic, onion, and lemon are flavorful, healthy alternatives that don't strain the kidneys. The adjustment might seem difficult at first, but the health benefits are well worth it. By cutting back on salt, you give your kidneys the chance to work more efficiently and lightly. Avoiding excess salt is a long-term choice that directly impacts your quality of life. By relieving the kidneys of continuous strain, they stay healthier and more functional for longer. Additionally, a low-sodium diet leads to more energy, less fatigue, and a lower risk of cardiovascular disease. Therefore, rethinking how much salt you consume isn't just a preventive measure, it's a commitment to your future health. And your kidneys deserve that care. Number 3. Soft drinks and sugary beverages. Soft drinks and sugary beverages are popular all over the world, but they pose a serious threat to kidney health. These products combine extremely high amounts of sugar with chemical additives that, when consumed frequently, have a devastating effect on the body. The excess sugar raises blood glucose levels, forcing the kidneys to work harder to eliminate the surplus. This repeated strain over time can lead to loss of kidney function, especially in people predisposed to metabolic diseases. In addition to sugar, many of these drinks contain phosphoric acid, an additive used to enhance flavor and extend shelf life. This acid is highly damaging to the kidneys because it increases the level of inorganic phosphorus in the blood, the same type discussed in the previous chapter. The result is a metabolic overload that impairs the function of the nephrons, the kidney's filtering units. Over time, this accumulation can cause calcifications and drastically reduce filtration capacity, raising the risk of chronic kidney disease. Another harmful effect of these beverages is silent dehydration. As contradictory as it may seem, consuming high-sugar liquids can upset the body's hydration balance. That's because sugar draws water out of cells while increasing the kidney's workload to excrete the excess glucose. When this pattern repeats daily, the body enters a constant state of stress, and the kidneys, which depend on proper hydration to perform their functions, end up paying the price. These beverages are also strongly linked to the development of insulin resistance, obesity, and type 2 diabetes, all factors that accelerate kidney deterioration. The connection between regular soft drink consumption and the risk of chronic kidney disease has been confirmed by numerous scientific studies. Even so-called zero-sugar sodas are not exempt from risks, as they contain artificial sweeteners and chemical compounds that negatively affect metabolism. In other words, both traditional and light versions should be approached with caution. Reducing or eliminating soft drinks and sugary beverages is a powerful measure for anyone who wants to protect their kidneys. Replacing them with water, natural teas, or homemade unsweetened juices may seem challenging at first, but the transition brings visible benefits in a short time. In addition to improved kidney function, many people report feeling more energetic, less bloated, and even sleeping better. These small lifestyle changes are decisive for preserving long-term health. Maintaining healthy kidneys requires constant attention to everyday choices, and beverages play an important role in that. What seems like a simple can of soda may actually be a big step toward kidney decline. So when choosing what to drink, opt for what nourishes, hydrates, and strengthens your body. The kidneys, silent and discreet as they are, depend on those choices to keep working efficiently and ensure your well-being for many years to come. Number 2. Processed meats and cured products. Processed meats such as ham, sausages, salami, bacon, and hot dogs are common in diets worldwide. However, these foods represent one of the biggest hidden dangers to kidney health. Loaded with chemical additives like preservatives, colorants, and flavor enhancers, they require extra effort from the body to process. The kidneys, as the body's natural filters, are the most affected by this toxic burden. Frequent consumption of these products can accelerate the decline of kidney function, even in people who appear to be healthy. The excess sodium in these foods is one of the most critical factors. To preserve and flavor them, large amounts of salt and nitrites are added, substances that, when consumed excessively, raise blood pressure and make it harder for the body to eliminate fluids and toxins. High blood pressure, in turn, is one of the main triggers for chronic kidney disease. This creates a dangerous cycle. The more processed meats you eat, the more you strain your kidneys and silently compromise your health. In addition to sodium, another harmful element in processed meats is inorganic phosphates, added to preserve texture and taste. These compounds are rapidly absorbed by the body and raise blood phosphorus levels, forcing the kidneys to filter more intensely. Over time, this contributes to calcification of kidney tissue and blood vessels, a serious condition that harms the entire circulatory system. This constant chemical assault weakens the kidneys and makes the body more vulnerable to inflammation and infections. Another concern is that processed meats have low nutritional value and are rich in saturated fats. These fats not only promote weight gain, but also raise bad cholesterol and trigger systemic inflammation. For the kidneys, this means a state of constant alert, forcing them to handle higher volumes of toxins and metabolic waste. Fat accumulation around internal organs also compromises blood circulation, further reducing renal efficiency. Many people believe that occasional consumption of these products is harmless, but even small, frequent portions have cumulative effects. A daily ham sandwich or a weekend hot dog may seem trivial, but over months and years, these choices create kidney overload. And since kidneys don't give early warning signs, damage is often detected only when it's already advanced. To protect your kidneys, it's best to replace processed meats with fresher, more natural options. Eggs, grilled chicken, fish, or vegetable spreads are healthier alternatives that nourish without intoxicating. Preparing snacks at home with simple ingredients can be easier and cheaper than it seems, and the payoff in health is invaluable. Every time you choose something more natural, you give your kidneys a chance to rest and recover. And that makes all the difference in preserving vitality and longevity. Number 1. Excess vitamin C, the worst for the kidneys. Vitamin C is widely known for boosting the immune system and its antioxidant effects. However, when consumed in excess, it can pose a real risk to the kidneys. What few people know is that large amounts of this vitamin are metabolized into oxalate, a substance that, in high concentrations, promotes the formation of kidney stones. In other words, excess vitamin C, especially from supplements, can turn into kidney stones, an extremely painful and dangerous problem if left untreated. Although vitamin C naturally occurs in fruits such as oranges, acerola, and kiwi, the main risk comes from indiscriminate supplement use. Many people believe the more the better, and start taking megadoses daily without medical supervision. However, the body doesn't store excess vitamin C, it tries to eliminate it through the kidneys. And that's where the problem starts. This overload can crystallize into small stones that block urinary passages and damage kidney tissues. The danger is even greater for people prone to kidney stones or those with a history of renal problems. In such cases, even moderate doses may trigger kidney crises. Studies show that chronic intake of more than 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C per day is directly linked to a significantly higher risk of kidney stones. This doesn't mean vitamin C should be avoided altogether, but must be used carefully and with proper knowledge. Another important point is that excess vitamin C can alter urine pH, making it more acidic. This environment promotes the formation of certain types of crystals that accumulate in the kidneys. Moreover, prolonged use of megadoses may disrupt other mineral balances in the body, such as calcium and magnesium, which also affect kidney health. This interaction among nutrients shows that even beneficial substances can become harmful when used without moderation or understanding. The belief that vitamin C cures everything has led many to treat supplements as harmless. However, the human body is more delicate than it seems, and the kidneys, in particular, can't signal immediately when they're under stress. That's why it's crucial to respect recommended intake limits and always seek natural food sources of vitamin C. A single glass of orange juice a day already fulfills most of your body's daily needs without overloading the kidneys. Prevention is always more effective than treatment, especially when it comes to kidney health. Moderation with supplements, listening to your body, and maintaining a balanced diet are fundamental pillars for keeping your kidneys functioning at full capacity. Vitamin C remains an important ally, but it must be used wisely. After all, even the best nutrients can become poison when we exceed what the body can handle. And if you want to keep receiving the best videos for your health, subscribe to the channel, because it exists for one reason only: to make you a healthier person with a better quality of life. Helping you is my mission. In the video now appearing on your screen, the miracle leaf that clears wrinkles and expression lines after 60. Click the screen and check it out.